friends, welcome back to our channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Maddie. I am part of the solar system. You can refer to us collectively as solar. We talk about books here mostly, and also life with DID a little bit. If you don't know what DID is, I would suggest you Google it before you get too far into our channel, because otherwise you'll probably be really confused. Anyway, today we're going to be building our August TBR. We have a couple of books that we want to finish that we started last month, or, later than last month. We also have a couple of books that we are going to be deciding based on a prompt list for a readathon. The readathon we're doing this month is Deck of TBRathon, so the goal basically is to pull cards. The cards' numbers are associated with prompts, and then there are different levels of prompts with different point levels associated, and it is a competitive readathon. I'm on Team TBR because that is literally what we are doing here today. So, I also made a TBR jar. More on that later. Let's see. We read 5 books last month, so I think for the readathon I'll pick 5 cards, and then we'll go from there. My first card is a 7. Prompt for 7 is someone else picks. 1 point for a friend or spouse, 3 points for a poll pick, and 5 points for a librarian pick. I happen to know a librarian, so maybe I'll get those 5 points, but if not, maybe I'll do a poll pick. Does it count as a friend if they're also a librarian, but they're my friend? I have the autism, but it could be fun to go talk to a stranger at the library who is a librarian and ask for a recommendation. Oh, do I really want to do that? I don't know. We're gonna see. I'll have to think about that. I might be too anxious to go up to a stranger at the library and be like, hello, friendly librarian, please recommend me a book. But I do want those sweet, sweet 2 extra points. So, we'll have to see.
Hi, Editing Maddie here, coming to you live from a potato to tell you that we are very silly goofy and forgot the last time we were visiting said librarian at the library, her coworker recommended us this book, which is The Seven Sisters by Lucinda Riley. So we'll probably just read that. Let me Vanna White it for you. Yeah, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Potato off.
King. The theme is genre. For 1 point, your favorite genre. For 3 points, the host's favorite genre. Or for 5 points, rarely read genre. Are anthologies a genre? I've never thought about that. I feel like yes, for the sake of this video. I'll probably read an anthology. Probably this anthology, which is Summer Days and Summer Nights. It is 12 love stories written by 12 different authors. And I don't know, something about an anthology scares me. And I think it's maybe because of how short they are. But I don't think it has to be scary. It could be fun to read, like, some short stories. I used to really enjoy reading short stories in college. And then I just stopped after college. We've actually already started it, but we've only read a little bit of the first story, and we want to finish it before the end of August because that's kind of like end of summertime, so it works out. 2. For 2, related to your last read, either the same genre, the same color, or the same letter of author's last name. Ooh. I like the last name thing. What was our last read? Should I do it based on our last read right now? Or based on our last read when we are, like, reading? Like, when we get to that? If we were to do it based on our last read right now, I believe the last thing we read was something by Ichigo Takano. So we need an author with the last name of T. Could be fun to read a Saba Tahir book. Could also be scary. Big scary. Ooh, big scary. High fantasy. Oh, I should get it out. Okay. We never finished the last book in the An Ember in the Ashes series by Saba Tahir, and the reason for that is... couldn't tell ya, really. I don't know. came out and we were really excited about it and we were waiting for a whole year and then we just never picked it up. And I couldn't tell you why. Oh, God, don't drop it. You know what else I couldn't tell you is who was reading this series, because that was pre-system recognition, and I don't know who was doing anything around then, so I really couldn't tell you who we need to bring forward to read this without having to reread every book in the series. You know? Because that just seems like a lot of work. Six. For six, it's a random read, a random color generator, a random letter generator, or randomize entire TBR. Do I have it in me to count every book on this shelf? I'm gonna do it. Well, I'll go ahead and count all the books on these two shelves and put that number into a random number generator, and I will throw that up on the screen, and then you guys will know, based on that, which book I'm reading. Cool.
Answer is I'm not gonna do it because I suck. Um, sorry, I'll cut that out. The answer is that Yellow Rose is gonna do it because they're the loveliest and they're our fiance and they're wonderful, and I asked them to because I suck. Um, I'm a lazy little girl. It's fine. Everything is fine. I'll be back later.
This one. See? 8. 8 is a book in a series. Either start a series, continue a series, or complete a series. For that one, we would probably let Carter read The Invasion by Peter O'Gillen. It is a second book in a duology series. The first book is The Call, and in The Call, Ireland has been kind of like blocked off from the rest of the world by these creatures called the Shide? The Shide. The Shide. Yes. Basically, a long time ago, the people of Ireland banished the Shide off to a horrible, terrible, scary, like, underworld realm. And now, in order to get back at them, they're kidnapping the youth of Ireland and hunting them for sport. So that's fun. I really enjoyed the first book in the series. It was really good. I think Peter O'Gillen has a wonderful style of writing, and I thought that the audiobook was really nice. So I just enjoyed this series quite a lot, and I'm really looking forward to finishing it. I think I'm Carter. I think talking about the book made me here. Well, shout out to Maddie for getting out of bed and turning on the camera, because we probably would never have made this video without that. So, yay, cool. Next book. What are we doing? I'm not even sure. Ooh, I read these. We reading these? Let's pick from the TBR jar. This video is gonna get quite loud from here on out because I'm not a quiet person. Hi, I'm Carter. We put 15 prompts in here. If you leave a prompt or a book recommendation or any of the above in the comment section down below, I will put it in this jar. It's empty and sad. She needs to be full and happy. Help me out, my guys. A book with a cover you don't like. Okay. 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 Uh-huh. What's a cover I don't like? There's an edition of Looking for Alaska that has a candle on it, even though this is supposed to be cigarette smoke. No such luck that this is that edition, but it's out there. And that, I don't like that. What's giving ugly? I mean... No, that's what I mean. This is a book... This is hard. Okay, first of all, let me preface with that, because we have a lot of books, and, I don't know if we have any, like, truly terrible covers. I mean, there are a lot of, like, books with, like, people on them and they're like just faces, and we don't like that. That's never good. But there's like too many to choose from if we're gonna go that route. So I went a more, I don't know, mistranslation of the literal route, kind of like how some copies of Looking for Alaska have a candle on the front looking like it's being like singed out, and that is just so wrong because that's not what's happening on that's not what's supposed to be happening, and it makes no sense with the context of the book. I don't know if it makes sense with the context of the book or not, but in my dreams I hold a knife. It doesn't have a dust jacket on right now. I'll put the cover over here. We have been trying. It just pisses me off that the title is a knife. In my dreams, I hold a knife. A knife. A knife is a real object that you could very easily find a picture or take a picture of. So why is it scissors? Why is it scissors? Doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe I'll read it and then it'll make sense and then I won't hate the cover so much. But you know what? I don't like it. So there you go. Maybe we'll read this month. Rory was reading this once upon a time. I think that she realized that she can't remember enough of it, so she has to DNF it. The only problem is that, like, I don't think she wants to reread it because she was having a hard time with the fact that the book, like the physical book, the final copy of the physical book, and the audiobook are like two different books. They're literally different. There's different, like, whole sections that are like kind of spoilery for like the plot twist and the ending that are left into like the audiobook or left into the physical book but like are not in the opposite one. It's kind of just a mess. It's kind of just a mess. So we kind of have to decide if we're doing physical book or audiobook and just pick one or the other, and that might slow us down on actually reading this and getting to this month. If I don't get to this, I'll let you guys know in the wrap up what, you know, book with person close up on cover I chose, because those are my other options. I guess if we're reading enough this, she can either read it with me or I'll just read it alone. I don't know. We'll see. Because I know she was interested in rereading it, and if we are reading it in the way that we're picking one versus the other with the audiobook or physical book, maybe she could read it with me and not have such a bad time. And it would be a better experience, and then she might enjoy the book more. See, big brain. Big brain, Carter. Some other books we're finishing this month, hopefully. I started rereading Jane Unlimited by Kristen Cashore. Oh my god, I love this book. It's so funny. There are a lot of big words that I ignored the first time, and now that I'm doing a reading journal and I have a spread where I mark like words I don't know, I'm actually going back and learning, and like the story makes a little more sense. And also I'm learning new words, so that's exciting. But this story about a girl whose aunt dies, but before she died, she made her promise that she would go to this mansion if she was invited. But the mansion is like on an island, and the people own the island that own the mansion, and so she gets invited and she decides to go. Our main character, Jane, is an umbrella maker and not one to jump out of her shell. So being met with a bunch of weird scenarios and strange people is really jarring for her. And then the story goes ahead and splits off into 5 different multiverses. And each like multiverse's story is a different genre. So you're getting like basically 5 books in one. You're welcome. My daughter Lily is in the middle of finally actually reading more than just The Hunger Games over and over again. I convinced her to read Catching Fire last month. And this month she's going to be reading Mockingjay and trying to read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Suzanne Collins, in her words, can do no wrong. So I'm glad that she's enjoying herself, and I'm hoping that when she finishes these, maybe I can convince her to read literally anything by anyone else. I mean, like, I'm glad that she's reading. And Suzanne Collins is a great choice. Genuinely love the gal, okay? I just think maybe she should branch out of her comfort zone a little more. You know what I mean? I'm glad my mama died. Sentences. I was an English major, I swear. I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. This, we started reading for a secret project and then kept reading because it was relatable, and then stopped reading because it was relatable, and then now here we are. There's like an hour left in the audiobook. I think Rory is reading this, so Rory wants to finish this month. 2 books that Jessie is reading are The House on Mango Street by Sandra Cisneros, and this is about a girl whose family is kind of living in poverty, and they become housed in a more permanent living situation, and it follows just her life kind of in poverty and in her new neighborhood and her neighbors and friends and just the story of like her life. I think that it's a really interesting book. I've been kind of reading over Jesse's shoulder a little bit. I don't know what genre I would call it, but it's like a classic, so I don't know. You've probably heard of it. Another book Jesse is reading is The Happy Place. Nope, just Happy Place by Emily Henry. This book is about a group of friends who have been traveling together every summer to one of the girls in their friend group's like beach houses up in Maine, I believe. And during the most recent trip up there, they find out that her father is actually selling the place, and you follow the main character through her life during and after a breakup that she's going through that happens to be surrounded by this whole friend group. Except none of them know that the breakup happened. So we picked this up because Emily Henry wrote some young adult books that we really liked. But I don't think Jesse's having such a good time with this because, and I quote, they say that it is giving Colleen Hoover energy. And that is specifically aimed at the man in the story. And that is to say that he is toxic. We're giving it a chance. They're gonna finish it. They're gonna see how they feel. But Emily Henry's adult books might just not be for us, which is kind of sad because we bought like 4 of them, just hoping. Before you say anything, I don't want to hear it because we really liked our young adult books. Last but not least, some book club and buddy read books. First and foremost, we have the book club that we are part of for Leandra, the TBR Zero's Patreon, which is called The Manor, and it's super fun. It's like a murder mystery party. If you don't know Leandra, you should check out her channel. She's super sweet, very cool, very down to earth. Love the gal. And I really enjoy her content, so I was happy to be a part of the Patreon. And now I get a book club to do every month, and I'm behind. 3 months behind. I've never read an Agatha Christie book, but this is The Secret Adversary by Agatha Christie, and I'm going to be reading it for the readathon, so that's exciting. Jumping into the Agatha Christie world. Your Guide to Getting Murdered in a Quaint English Village by Maureen Johnson and Jay Cooper is like just a cute little fun satire horror book with lots of illustrations and some fun twists and turns. I just thought this was really fun. It is quite expensive for what it is, so I would maybe recommend getting it from the library. Like, I was entertained, but was I $17 of entertained? I don't know. It's really good, don't get me wrong, and you should definitely read it. I just, libraries are good for you. The last book for this little reading group is The Searcher by Tana French. I know that it's about an ex-police officer who gets sucked back into, like, the police work world when he moves to a small town, I think, and a case in the area catches his attention. At least I think. I really don't necessarily know what this is about, but like police fix? I mean, not fix. This is a novel. Police work the novel? I don't know if that's for me. We're jumping in blind to hopefully, you know, actually read it.
It was then that they realized that they had up because we literally forgot an entire book. We're also supposed to read Space Opera this month because we were buddy reading it with Leandra last month, and then we got really sick at the end of the month and weren't able to finish it. So here's the cover, and we're gonna read that. We love Catherine M. Valenti. I have no idea what this book is about. Cool. Back to the outro.
Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking out our channel. We're going to try to start posting regularly, so come back in August for more fun bookish stuff. Should we draw one more card for Deck of TBRathon just for fun? I feel like 6 is good. Let's do 6. 9. 9 says, on the cover, for 1 point, an object on the cover, for 3 points, a person on the cover, and for 5 points, a building on the cover. The first thing I saw that caught my eye, and I've genuinely been wanting to read for like years, is The Thousandth Floor by Catherine McGee. I think this is a dystopian book, and I think it's about like the whole like country is in one skyscraper building, and it's like really, really, really tall. but there's like some scary secret stuff going on or something. I don't know. I knew what this book was about once upon a time. When did it come out? I'm almost embarrassed to find out. Luxury metallic tattoos to go with the novel. What in the world am I gonna do with these? I'll let you guys know if this is good at the end of the month because I feel like everybody was talking about it back when. Oh, I was checking when it came out. I feel like everybody was talking about it back when it came out. And so I bought it and then never read it because that is my MO. 2016. 2016 does not seem like that long ago, but 2016 was a really long time ago now. Oh, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, 2012 was like yesterday, and it is literally 2024. Cool, fun, good, awesome. Well, we have a lot of reading to do, so we better get to it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.